the object is this bad boy right here. Really just the first two shelves, because these ones are a little bit more, just the first two. Hello, it's time for a little like episode, I guess, in my end of the year shelf on haul. And so I did not want to tackle my other big shelf, so I decided to skip straight to shelf 4. So we're doing shelf 4 today, of which there are only two shelves on it. One bookshelf, 2 shelves are full of books that are like fiction books that I read, or have read. The bottom ones are all my French stuff, and then all my like textbooks for my master's. So that's that. Let's grab that first shelf of books. If you missed the first episode of this, which was shelf 1, so what I'm doing here is I'm taking every book off of the shelf. I'm showing it to you, telling you whether I'm keeping it or not. Unfortunately for this whole unhauling situation, put this back here for books I unhaul. This shelf has a lot of manga series that I'm actively reading or really love, so there's not going to be a lot gotten rid of from this one. But we start off with the back end of my Battle Royale books. So we've got Battle Royale 9, Battle Royale 10, and then Angel's Border, which I'm keeping all of those. I'm still forever mad that I never finished collecting Battle Royale manga when I was in high school when they were $4 a piece on thrift books, and I have to kind of search, but I'm keeping what I have. And then I have his favorite, which my rules for the first one were if I haven't continued a series in a year and if I don't have any more in the book wall, I'm getting rid of it. His favorite I did continue fairly recently, and I don't have number 11 in the book wall. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, which I did read this April. So that, plus I do have it number 11 in the book wall there, and also it's almost done. Like the series is only like 12 volumes, and I have 1 through 11. So then I've got The Secret History by Donna Tartt, which I'm keeping because it's a great novel. I am, however, going to get rid of Blades, Boards, and Scooters, which is a picture book about skateboards and rollerblades and everything. I have been keeping children's books, but I feel like I just don't need this, so I'm getting rid of that. And I've got my Nozaki-kun mangas, which I'm keeping all of. It's my favorite manga series in the world. So we've got Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, which I honestly should probably rebuy. I should get a new copy of Volume 3, but I'm not letting this go until I do have a new copy of Volume 3. You feel like this isn't really beat up. So we're just leaving that alone until we get a new copy. Volume 4, Volume 5, Volume 6, Volume 7, Volume 8, Volume 9, Volume 10, Volume 11, Volume 12, Volume 13, Volume 14, and Volume 15. So there's all those. I'm keeping this, like I said, it's my favorite manga series in the world, so I'm keeping them. I'm also keeping Volume 1 of Orochi by Kazuo Umez. I'm interested in getting the other 4 volumes of this. They're gorgeous, and like the Viz signature hardcover. They're gorgeous. They're really fun. I love how she's just causing so many problems. I love it. I'm going to keep Kiss by Kiss just because with this one I could put it in my classroom and it would like have a purpose. This is for babies, so I'm keeping it. So now we're into my Sammy Keys. And what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to keep my old editions, ones that look like this, and get rid of these ones. So I'll be keeping Sammy Keys and the Hotel Thief, and I'm getting rid of Sammy Keys and the Skeleton Man, as well as Sammy Keys and the Curse of Mustache Mary, which is kind of sad because these two I remember. These are ones that I genuinely had as a child. I love Sammy Keys. I read them from the library, and the library ones, these are actually the ones that were in the library that I went to as a child. But when I ordered them out of like a book order, they came like this. This is like the reprinting, but I don't want the reprinting. I only want the original editions, so I'm getting rid of those. I'm also getting rid of Sammy Keys and the Runaway Elf, which is also a reprint. I have more Sammy Keys on the next shelf down, so we will run and grab those as well as the rest of that shelf. I'll put these away. This is gonna be a short one as compared to number 1, just because number 1 had 5 shelves and I was getting rid of a lot more. So alright, so we're starting off with the last of my Sammy Keys. So again, the newer editions we're getting rid of. So we'll get rid of Sisters of Mercy, Hollywood Mummy, but then I will be keeping Art of Deception, Psycho Kitty Queen, and Kiss Goodbye. Part of me kind of wants to get rid of the Hotel Thief just because I want to have them all in hardcover, but another part of me is like, stop collecting more series from your childhood. So, I mean, I am collecting Sam Keys, but I'm not getting that particular yet. Then I am also going to keep So You Want to Be a Librarian, just because this book, it's an old book, but it did really kind of spur me to go get my master's in library science. So I kind of have that to thank for that. And it was very inspiring, even though it was older. It is very old. It's from 1963, and obviously the field of library science has changed a lot since then, but there's just something about this that's just so charming, you know. It's so charming. So I'm going to keep it around. I'm also going to keep True Stories of False Confessions. Great book if you are looking, if you're interested about true crime, if you're interested in false confessions. Great book. I've got it all tabbed up. It was one of the ones I read for Crucifixion, Craig Knox. I'm also keeping Will You Die For Me, which is Tex Watson's biography, and this is more of a gimmick keep, I'm not gonna lie. I could see it going away at some point, but like, I'm keeping OJ's book and I'm keeping this one. I'm also keeping The Nickel Boys, which is at this point gonna be my favorite book of the year, so we're keeping it. I'm keeping another childhood series. We've got Malice and Havoc, which I loved as a kid. I did buy copies for my 5th grade library because I did love these as a kid and I wanted to keep them around. All right, next we got another manga series, and this one kind of makes me sad because I did really, really enjoy this series, but I haven't read it in over a year, and I don't have volume 6 in the book wall, so I will be getting rid of Sweat and Soap, which again, this is a very cute series and I really, really enjoyed it, but I haven't been continuing with it and I've been just fine. So we are getting rid of volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, and volume 5. And I can't even blame the randomizer on this one, just because I do know, like, I have been in Barnes & Nobles. I could have picked up volume 6 at any point. I never did. So we're getting rid of that one. We've got, okay, this one we'll keep around though. I think it's very cute, and that was one where it's like, I was a little bit curious as to whether I would have to get rid of it based on my own rules, but I won't, because I read the second volume of this in February. Did I read both of them in February? I read both of them in February. So that's Tomo-chan is a Girl, volumes 1 and 2. I don't have volume 3 in the book wall, but I did read both of these this year, so I do intend on continuing them. So we've got that. I got another series, manga series, that I know I do have volume 2 in the book wall. Also, I read this in May, so I'm keeping around the Yakuza's Bias. I've also got Library Wars, which I know I have volumes of in there, and I really, really enjoy, so I am going to keep this. Also, I'm pretty sure I read at least one of these this year. Yeah. So I have volume 1, volume 3, volume 4, and volume 6. And this is one that I do have to do kind of some digging for. This one kind of has the thrill of the chase going for it. I did start reading this in 2022, but I have read some this year, and I do have some in the book wall. So, all right, this one is a very recent addition to my manga collection that I am interested in continuing, and that is I Want to Do Bad Things With You, volume 1. I read this like last month, a couple months ago. Really? It was September? I thought it was just last month. It was a couple months ago, but I'm very excited. I would like to continue. Then I've got The Burghers of Shangri-La. I've got volume 1 here. I do have volume 2 in the book wall. I did read this in June, so I think I will keep it around, but it's really on thin ice. Like, it's one that I don't know that I really need to keep around. Should I just get rid of it? No, I'll keep it for now, but it is on thin ice. And then I've got All My Zola, which I'm keeping. I'm keeping All My Zola. I love Zola. He's my favorite French author, and he's who really kind of inspires the French literature love for me. So I'm keeping All My Zola. I have Germinal, I have The Lady's Paradise, and I have Therese Raquin. I have more of his books in the book wall. I'm very excited. This last book month, when I was still doing book months this last October, I bought like 4 or 5 of his books because he's got like a million. So I'm excited to read those, but I'm definitely keeping all 3 of these. So yeah, that is what I'm getting rid of. I'm gonna put these back and then do a quick little unhaul right there. All right, so a little unhaul today. First up, these are very easy to split in half. So the top half I'm selling on eBay, the bottom half are going to my classroom. So I'm getting rid of the first 5 volumes of Sweat and Soap, which again, sad. I did really enjoy this series. I genuinely did. But I can't be reading a million manga series at once, and this is one that just ends up having to be let go. So I will be putting these up on eBay, and by the time you see this video, they are long gone. So apologies for that. But that is, you know, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, and Volume 5. Very cute, but, you know, didn't really need it. And then I'm getting rid of my Sammy Keys books that do not have the old covers, as well as the skateboarding book. So I'm getting rid of Sammy Keys and the Hollywood Mummy, Sammy Keys and the Sisters of Mercy, Sammy Keys and the Runaway Elf, Sammy Keys and the Curse of Mustache Mary, and then Sammy Keys and the Skeleton Man, as well as Blades, Boards, and Scooters. So that is my little unhaul, smaller unhaul than the last one, the episode 1 had. But again, that's just because there was less books there, and there were a lot of manga series, I'm not gonna lie. So all I have left now, I've got shelf 2 and 3. Like I said, 3 I just went through like on my own. So I don't think that there will be much to get rid of there. And 2 is half Stephen King. But I think I can see a couple that I'd be getting rid of. I think 2 also, I think the big unhaul space was shelf 1, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it is really hard for me to unhaul stuff off of my bookshelves because I do only keep books that I really, really enjoy. So it's hard. But yeah, stay tuned for the what it looks like now. Dramatic of a change as shelf 1, but we did free up some space there.